So to resurrect the complex PTSD, you have to force on somebody triggers that is reminding the event. So and do it in a manner of this person not understanding this. So basically, you just put a narrative, like a second narrative. I don't know how to even explain this, but like a narrative of paranoid narrative itself. So the person could think about these events, and then you through um, this paranoia, you put in person in the same event. So you forcing these events on a person through the paranoia. So that's very very complex. I don't know, man. It's just insane, and that's what our mind can do to us if it's entangled in all this BS. So the cluster B is the same. I think it's the same phenomena, but more rooted, more like formed, like a form phenomena, not like event based. It's like a form phenomena based off your childhood. So I think that's the key. I will say that it makes sense in terms of why you have flashback, why you have like a paranoid ideation. You have something like you have the your brain or your mental. I will put it like that. Your mental or your brain kind of forcing the events to not forcing. I mean, your brain or your mental have this idea of uniqueness, or maybe have this idea of, if you're talking about paranoid ideation or in PTSD, the brain have a traumatized event, and the idea of that, the idea of something is happening, and that's why it leads to paranoia. So that's why it's super crucial to kind of like, I think, re-trigger or re-traumatize somebody, because that's what they do to me, and now I understand it more. I understand it way better uh than before, but it's not fully resurrected for me. I hope I'm not in no fucking sect, but it's still when the brain trying to connect something that is not connectable, and it's just crushing. The feeling is crushing, and that's what our brain and our thoughts doing to us. They can't connect the event, why you broke in that moment, in that PTSD moment, and that's why still that's why they call in cluster B as PTSD, because mental can't understand why your mother or your father do this to you when you was a child, and that's why it's kind of behave this way, I'm gonna say. But the number one understanding of how you feel right now, I think, is gonna be the the language itself. That's the first thing, and your consciousness. So if you forming your words and if you calm, that makes you more. I would say that makes you healthy mentally. I will say that, because if you kind of like, even you can notice that people with cluster B, they even their role models or what they watch or what they do is based on their disorder. So they talk in this way, and any person do this. Any person do this. It's called rumination or something like that. It's called like, that's how your character is built. So let's say you can work for your so if you have bad if you had let's say you never eat when you was young, so now you are a chef, so we compensate for that, and that's how this whole situation that you forcing on a client, on a patient, you let them compensate for their thing, and there's things that we not compensating that we truly believe. So I mean, it's the same thing, but I forgot the different thing, but not the compensation, different thing. I forgot it, but yeah, that's how it works.